Hello friends, there's a bunch of new Star Wars games on the horizon. Now that other developers and publishers have their hand in the mix of creating Star Wars games, we'll be getting a wide variety of them. Let's look at the 7 Star Wars games in development right now. Star Wars Outlaws is a brand new open-world Star Wars adventure game from Ubisoft Massive, the same studio that brought us games like The Division. The game takes place between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. You play as the character Kay, a scoundrel seeking freedom and the means to start a new life, along with her companion, Nyx. Fight, steal, and outwit your way through the galaxy's crime syndicates as you join the galaxy's most wanted. Pilot your ship, the Trailblazer, as you engage in thrilling dogfights with the Empire and other foes. Every choice you make influences your ever-changing reputation. Outlaws is slated to come out at some point in 2024. Respawn is developing a Star Wars first-person shooter. It's yet untitled. Star Wars veteran Peter Hirschman, who worked on the original Battlefront games and Star Wars The Force Unleashed, is leading its development. The game will be single-player and is inspired by other Star Wars FPS games like Dark Forces and Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2. Beyond that, there's really nothing known about the game. So needless to say, it's probably a ways off. But it's something to look forward to. Star Wars Hunters is a weird one. It's been released in Austria, Norway, Finland, Denmark, Sweden, Italy, Mexico, Brazil, India, the Philippines, Malaysia, and Indonesia. It's been delayed so many times, I feel like I've seen it pop up on Twitter all the time, but it's as yet unplayable for the rest of the world, which is fine, work out the kinks. I feel like it's been released worldwide because I see it all the time, but it hasn't. The soft launch began in May of 2022. You can watch a ton of gameplay footage of the game. They're still updating and making changes to it, but there's no telling when a worldwide release is happening. The game will be available for the Nintendo Switch and mobile devices. Hunters is a free-to-play, player versus player, competitive arena combat game. Engage in thrilling third-person combat to dominate your opponents in a range of adventurous battlegrounds that evoke iconic Star Wars worlds. Mix and match your teams, use skill, tactics, and customize your hunters to find a winning strategy and reap the spoils of victory in the all-new free-to-play game. It looks super fun. I just wish it was coming out on the PC. Respawn is also publishing a Star Wars strategy game. It is currently being developed in collaboration with the studio Bit Reactor. Bit Reactor is a newly established studio made up of industry veterans who have worked on games like XCOM and Sid Meier's Civilization. Other than that, there's nothing known about the game. I hope it's not a mobile game, to be a little cynical here. I hope it's a big grand strategy game that comes out on the PC because I have been itching for a new strategy game to play for a while, and the fact that it's Star Wars is just icing on the cake. Star Wars Eclipse is being developed by Quantic Dream, the makers of Heavy Rain and Detroit Become Human. The game is described as a branching narrative which takes place during the High Republic era in an uncharted region of the Outer Rim. See the galaxy through the eyes of an ensemble cast of multiple charismatic playable characters, each with their own morality, personality, and impact upon each other and the story at large. I am so excited for this title. I played Heavy Rain back in the day when it first came out, and I thought it was fantastic. I love the concept of having a narrative-driven game like that, but in the Star Wars universe. There's a lot of opportunity here to tell an extremely rich story. Back in 2021, it was suggested that the game was still 3 or 4 years from release, so who knows when it will actually come out. A Knights of the Old Republic remake is currently in the works. At least I hope so. Planning to come out on the PC and PS5. There's no release date. A recent report suggested that the game has been delayed indefinitely. I'm not sure what's going on with it. I hope it happens because I owned Knights of the Old Republic back in the day when it came out in 2003. I was 17 years old at the time, and all I was playing then was Counter-Strike and Ultima Online. Those 2 games dominated my life for like a decade. So I don't really remember Knights of the Old Republic. I know I owned it. I think I still have the box in my attic. I just didn't give it much time. RPGs could not hold my attention span back then, so I would love to be able to play a modern version of the game and experience why so many people love it. An untitled Star Wars game is being worked on by Skydance New Media. Industry veteran Amy Hennig is leading the project. She's known for the Uncharted series. The game is described as a narrative-driven action-adventure game. Not much else is known about the game, but a recent report suggested that it could be a revival of a Star Wars game that got canceled, known as Project Ragtag. Who knows the validity of that statement? You know, take everything you see on the internet with a big grain of salt, but hey, sounds cool. Thanks for watching. What project are you most excited for? Let me know in the comment section below. HelloGreedo, out.